I remember no water being available. I remember that actually my spouse and I ended up going to Port Clinton to get water because there was no water available here. And my nephew worked at a store in Port Clinton and had it available there, so we drove to Port Clinton to get water. I've got to admit that I probably tried to stockpile and hoard water as well as everyone else did because I was trying to take care of my family and my friends and things that I could get a hold of. We loaded up a big SUV and brought back several cases of water.
I came out on my front porch with coffee I just made with water from the faucet, and my neighbor across the street said, "Did you hear about the water?" I'm like, "It's what I just made my coffee with." So that's how I found out about it. And the first thing I did, I have to say, I have a great neighbor. I heard a knock on my door, and he came over, and he had these 2 big gallons of water, and he had been at Myers, and he just said, "I didn't know if you had any water or not, so I brought you these." So he started me off on my first rounds of water that I had to buy.
Before they said we couldn't drink it, they also included that we couldn't shower or anything in it. So it was very scary, nerve-wracking, especially as a child, knowing that it's not much that you can do. I remember walking to the store with my friends, like, just trying to get something to drink, just because I wanted to, try to help my parents. All the stores were cleared out, so it was a very anxious feeling because we didn't know what was going to come next. We had to brush our teeth with bottled water. They came out quickly and told us that we would be able to shower in it, so that wasn't as bad as it could have been. But we had to cook with boiled water. My mom cooked 3 times a day. Not boiled water, bottled water. And it was so scary because, it was hard to come across water. The stores had pretty much been cleared out everywhere. So even, the bigger stores where, they have, more of an influx of water, they had Costco and Sam's Club and stuff like that, even they were getting cleared out.
I was at the gym, and there was a water advisory on the news, and so I was like, guess I can't drink out of the water fountain. And so I went and bought a bunch of bottles of water, but the algae bloom, that was in lake in Maumee, I think Maumee Bay. Yeah, so that's from what I remember.
Yeah, I remember going to the store multiple times for water. People were panicking. Yeah, I was a little nervous because we had a baby at the time, our son, and so I didn't know how long we were going to have to deal with it or how it was going to affect things long term.
Yeah, he was really young, so I wasn't too worried. For the most part, I think in the past, whenever we've because I lived in Michigan, there were times we had to boil water and things like that. So I was assuming it was one of the same old thing that happens quite often. You got to boil water, you get a water boil advisory, and you just boil your water.
Things were just happening very fast, and I was out of town in Chicago actually, and so when I got the calls and texts from my family saying they didn't have any drinkable water at the time, I was questioning if I should bring home gallons of water with me on the train on our way home, and I was just kind of packing my bag full of water just in case because I didn't know what to expect when I got home. I was nervous that we wouldn't be able to get to the stores quick enough. I was nervous that they were going to be really packed and they were going to run out of supplies for everyone.
I do not buy bottled water either. I'm very anti-bottled water. So it became a having to buy bottled water situation, but it was so hard to find it. People waiting in lines and having it be rationed was pretty scary. I remember that it was really scary because water is so vital and people drink so much of it in a day. We were just about an hour away from Toledo at our little cottage, and we were calling people, asking them if they could, go and hit all the places to try to get some water in that we could drink till we heard what was going to be happening. And we don't like to drink the water at the cottage because it's very well water irony tasting. So that really wasn't going to be a great option. So it was pretty frightening.
I remember it being a big deal, the news and everything, my parents watching it. I remember kind of worrying about, we were on vacation, I remember, and having to come back, and all the water was crazy, like having to go buy water at the store and people taking like showers in their pools and just kind of crazy little things like that. We were kind of on vacation when the whole thing kind of exploded. So I think some of our family members like got us water and like dropped it off and everything too. I think we were lucky enough that we had some people that were looking out for us too when we got back that we were okay with it.
Well, I was driving to work and it was a Saturday and I heard on the news that there was a problem with drinking the water and that you can't drink tap water. The first thing I did is ducked out and got a bottle of water so I'd have water for the day, and then later on I went around and drove around and tried to find some more water for the next few days. Washing was a priority, drinking water was a priority, sponge bath was doable, okay, because we wound up getting some, we got to the store in time to get enough water for a couple of days, and so fortunately we was able to make do with what we, make do and do this.
Oh, I just started having my cup of coffee, and then I get a phone call about don't drink the water, like I was in Mexico. Well, I imagine I was not feeling good, but I couldn't figure out whether it was my imagination or actually was. But obviously, it didn't kill me, so I guess I was all right.